DC circling the drain with their brand. Wow. It's nothing new. This has been going on for some time, and it's getting called out by smart people right now. So I'm going to go into this in a little bit. But first, I would like you to check out my Kickstarter for Deus Vult. This is my comic book, and it's a brand that's not circling the drain. Every book I come out with is always better than the last. That's always my goal, is to just improve as a writer, improve with the quality of art that you guys get for these, and we are pushing the envelope into awesome territory, stuff that DC Comics could never come out with. So check out Deus Vult today on Kickstarter. I'll leave that in the description below, and thank you everybody who's supported so far and made this such a tremendous success. Love you guys and appreciate it a lot. All right, box office results are in for The Suicide Squad, and 26.5 million. Oof, with all of these different star-studded cast that's in there, you really would not expect such a paltry return, and it's kind of sad. So I mean, they've got the excuse of the Delta variant, but honestly, I don't know anybody who is afraid of the whole COVID thing anymore and not going to go to a movie theater to see a movie if they really want to see it. It's just this movie really just didn't inspire anybody to want to go. And that is the problem that DC Comics and their movie franchises are having. They've just had too many misses. The successes, the good stories, the interesting things have been few and far between. They're the exception, not the rule. And if you look at the first Suicide Squad movie, it was a little rough. Then when they tried to follow it up with that Birds of Prey nonsense with their rah-rah feminism, when they're marketing something with rah-rah feminism that there's no good movie behind it, they try to make it a political cause, and they couldn't even succeed with that because the movie was just so bad that even the feminists didn't like that movie. It was tough. Now, this apparently, from what I've heard, is a better movie. It's something interesting and sort of fun. But at this point, the brand is just too damaged for people to care or even check it out. You couple that with a rated R movie, and there's a reason Marvel does everything PG-13. You're just limiting your audience to the point where you can't really recover. And this is what Rob Liefeld actually talked about today. He's called DC a damaged brand and can't keep up with Marvel. Now, Marvel's had its own share of woes, but those woes are the exception. The rule is that the Marvel films are typically pretty fun. And on their comic side, they've got a couple top-tier creators like Donny Cates and Jonathan Hickman who do pretty good books, despite all the weird stuff that they do try to throw into the smaller books for the most part. Those are, again, the exception rather than the rule. DC flips the script and does the opposite. Everything is weird and addled with social justice. Everything is terrible content. You look at Titans. You look at just the last Wonder Woman movie. I mean, there's problems all the way up and down the brand lines. And at this point, they've just really torched everything so much. It feels like, at least on the comic end, they've given up. They've even given up on everything that's not Batman. It feels like they just don't care at all anymore. And so somebody brought up that, the streaming numbers are going to show things. And Liefeld counters, and I agree with this, that probably people are not going to be streaming this as it is. I didn't bother watching it on stream or in movie theaters. Wasn't all that hyped about it. Even though I heard it was a good movie, it's just like I'm not going to prioritize making the time for this. And it's really hard to do. And it's because DC has torched their brand to this level already. Now, can they come back? I don't know. I think there's going to have to be like a sell-off. I mean, we've talked about Ethan Van Sciver's prediction that Sony is going to sell off their properties. They're going to be licensing them out to different companies rather than doing everything themselves. And, I'm sorry, not Sony, AT&T, Warner Brothers, whatever it is. The more that stuff like this happens, the more I think we'll see that come to fruition. And unfortunately, that means the more that they're not going to be able to compete with Marvel because they're not going to have a cohesive unit producing things together. It's going to be a lot of different visions that are all over the map, which is kind of what we have now anyway. All right, what do you think about this? Are you interested? Do you care? I don't know. I'm just kind of having a little bit of fun with it myself. Hope you'll check out Deus Vult. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll be back with more cultural news and reviews and all the other fun things soon.